Good morning, everyone. It's Pierre speaking. It is Wednesday morning. It's the 16th of August 2017. Time is about 9 o'clock GMT time when I made this video clip. I do apologize for this week, guys. I couldn't do anything about it. But in any case, here's Earth and Sky. I see we didn't miss that much, except on the Aussie New Zealand dollar. We had an awesome Earth and Sky long setups. Starting off with the Euro US dollar daily chart. If we look at the daily chart, why the direction indicator is mixed on the 4 hour. So if we look at the daily chart, then we need to flip previous month from the bottom to the top. Then we've got a trading zone starting between 1611 and 1463. In the Earth and Sky trading zone, we've got this 55 EMA here at 1555 and this monthly pivot point. So I'll be keeping my eyes on that in the Earth and Sky trading zone. However, before we get to the zone, there's a mother-in-law 4 hour 200 EMA at 1629, monthly main pivot point at 1659. That also can form the roadblocks, so we need to look for support at those levels as well for possible long setups. If we do get into long setups, take note of this 55 at 1765 as a possible roadblock for profit take area. If we do break to the upside, then obviously this area here, which is the high area, and if my cursor can just work at a psychological level at 1900. Here at JPY on the 4 hour chart, I'm sitting on my hands with this one for now, guys. If we look at the direction indicator, the 4 hour is mixed. The daily tells us that we need to look for longs, but the long already set off from this level here. Okay, that was the daily 55 EMA. Now we broke a hell of a lot of EMAs, the 200 and the 55 EMA to the upside. So what I will do is I will only relook to short from 130.70 and this area here, which is about at 131.45. So keep your eyes on those areas for possible short setups. Euro pound 4 hour chart. For the new guys out there, in my write-ups I always mention if we make new highs, follow it with your FIP, and I just did my write-up and now there's a new high, so if I follow it, then the Earth and Sky trading zone will move. There we go. So now we've got the new zone starting at 9075 coming down to 9041. This is the area where I want to look for longs. Why do I want to look for longs there? Well, the direction indicator tells us in the 4 hour that we're still long. The daily tells us to long. Last week we closed 64 pips higher than the opening. So we can flip the 4 hour from the bottom to the top. Now in the zone at 9073, we've got a weekly pivot point. Also a 55 at 9059. So that will be my areas where I will look to long this pair again. Possible shorts in this area here, 9183. If you do get into a short, profit take will be at 9073. If you look at the pound US dollar 4 hour chart, now this one we can play two ways, guys. If we look at the direction indicator, the 4 hour tells us to short, but the daily tells us to look for longs. The main trend is still up. Okay, we had a drop last week. We closed 42 pips lower than the opening. Now, two ways how you can play it. If this 200 EMA holds here, it's the daily 200 EMA. Let's go to the daily chart. It's the daily 200 EMA there. Then look for possible long setups going with the trend again to the areas here, 2952, 2968, 2997 for profit take areas. So that's our first option. Look for support at this 200 EMA, going back up to those levels. And once we get to those levels, look at the Earth and Sky trading zone. If we have to short the 4 hour from the top to the bottom, we've got a hell of a lot of EMAs. So I'll be looking for shorts again at 2968, 2989, 2997 again. But for now, we're sitting on that 200 EMA, so keep an eye on that for possible counter trades. Let's just quickly have a look. There's already a little bit of MACD divergence on the 1 hour, so have a look at that one. Pound JPY 4 hour chart. Yeah, everything shouts at us to look for shorts. Remember, this is correlated with the pound US dollar. On the pound US dollar, we've got mixed, where this one already turned. Everything is red. We had a big drop last week. We closed 247 pips lower than the opening. So we can flip the 4 hour from the top to the bottom. Then we've got a zone starting at 143.09, it looks like, to 143.87. Now this is a roadblock area, 142 142.69, 142.85, 143.05. We've got a 55 EMA there, a 200 EMA, and a weekly pivot point. So keep your eyes on that for possible short setups. Now we already burned there at this level here, the 50% FIP earlier in the week. If we for some reason do break to the upside, keep your eyes on 144.11. We have a weekly pivot point there. There's a 55 EMA. There's also a 200 EMA coming down for shorts then again. Aussie US dollar daily chart. Why the daily chart? The 4 hours mixed daily tells us too long. But last week we closed 25 pips lower than the opening. So we can't FIP the 4 hour. We have to FIP the daily. If we do that, we FIP from the bottom to the top. Then we've got a zone starting at 7822, coming down to 7700. In the zone, we've got this 200 EMA to keep our eye on, 7854. The 55 at 7793 for support areas. And if that breaks the 55 to the downside, keep your eyes on 7698 and even as low as this level, 7633 for possible long setups. But for now, key area for me is this 55 at 7792. Aussie JPY daily chart. I'm sitting on my hands with this one a little bit, guys. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was last week. Price broke through all these EMAs to the downside, but then we found support at July's low area, and price is busy breaking up again. And I hate it when we break EMAs like that. It just shows me that there's no respect for the 55s and the 200 EMA, and that can be not in our favor. Look at this. Look how we broke all those EMAs. We're breaking down to the upside, and I will only touch it once we get to this pivot point at 8776 and this psychological level here at 8800 for possible short setups. If you go to the US dollar daily chart, why daily chart? Well, if we go to the 4 hour chart, then we can see we had a nice big pullback already, guys. We went past the earth and sky short zone. If you had to flip the 4 hour, this was the original 4 hour zone. We can see our price broke through that earth and sky trading zone, so we can't flip that anymore. If we go to the daily chart, we can flip previous month from the high to the low. Then we've got a zone starting at 1165 going up to 11312. Now price is getting close to a big roadblock. We've got two 200 EMAs there, a 55 EMA. So I need resistance between 110.98, 111.12 and 111.26. That is huge there, guys. So keep your eyes on that for price to slow down, followed then by a short setup. US dollar CAD daily chart. Why daily chart on this one? We mix on the 4 hour. Daily tells us that's short. To look for shorts, last week we closed 31 pips higher than the opening, so we were trending up on the 4 hour, but the main trend is down. So if we flip the daily chart, we do that previous month from the high to the low. Then we've got a zone starting 2715 going up to 2865. Currently we're in the zone. While this 55 holds and this monthly pivot point, my bias will be too short. So keep your eyes on 2748, 2825, 2876 for possible short setups. US dollar daily chart. Why daily chart? This is the index. The 4 hours mixed daily tells us to short. Last week we closed 41 pips lower, but we mix now on the 4 hour, guys. So I'll stick on the daily. If we do stick to the daily, we flip previous month from the high to the low. Our zone 94.53 going up to 95.52. In the zone, we've got a psychological level, monthly pivot point 55 EMA. However, before we get to the zone, at the 38.2 FIP, remember, we always look for multiple reasons, not only for the 38.2 FIP. Here we've got a 38.2 FIP, the Bollinger Band is there, we've got a 54 EMA, there's a psychological level there, there's a monthly main pivot point there, there's previous support resistance. So we can have a problem between 94.05 94.53 for possible short setups. Now if we quickly look at the Aussie New Zealand dollar 4 hour chart, this one had an awesome long trade this week already, guys, using the earth and sky. You remember, it's earth and sky works on all the pairs. Okay, I just keep it short with 10 pairs here for Forex Mentor Pro, otherwise it will take me too long to do my homework for you guys. But you can look at other pairs as well. The principle stays the same. If we look at the 4-hour chart, it tells us to look for longs. The daily told us to look for long. Last week we closed 102 pips higher than the opening. So we could flip the 4-hour chart from the bottom of the previous week to the high that we had to get a zone between 776 coming down to 754. Now we need to look for possible roadblocks. In the Earth and Sky trading zone, we had the 54 EMA, we had the 55 EMA, we had previous support resistance. What did price do? Price came, we drop into the Earth and Sky trading zone. Once price is in the zone, we drop to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, we can see price came into the Earth and Sky trading zone. We need to do a couple of things here. First, we place a trend line. Secondly, come on man, what happened now? We look for MACD divergence. Look at that. Price was trending down, MACD was trending up, stochastic was oversold. So that's telltale signs that we are going to have a correction. There's two ways how you can get in it. You can stick on the 1 hour and wait for the trend line break, or where the price close on the other side of this envelope, which will be this candle here. Or you can go to the 30-minute and wait for the ribbon indicator to give you a cross, which it did. And if we use the ribbon indicator, your stop would have been about 57. And this one already made 65, 67 pips. Main profit take will be at this level here, 861. Why that level? If we look to the left of the chart, previous support resistance, it was last week's high area. If we do spike through 880, look at that. That will be the area then for main profit take. That's it, guys. Speak to you later. Have an awesome one. Cheers.